great session from Sathish, who spoke on practical tips to sustaining and achieving business agility. So, Sathish, what's your thoughts about the theme of this evening, which is business agility? What do you think this is, and where is the industry heading on this space?
So I think it is the last point that I left the audience with today was the fact that agility is no longer an option, right? It is an imperative. So all businesses have to embody this sense of agility with the amount of rapid changes that are happening around us on a day-to-day basis, the growing technology advancements, the number of data points that keep flowing into every businesses. It's very, very critical that businesses have the flexibility to be able to keep kind of handling these changes in a regular fashion. And I believe that companies need to have a longer term vision and be focused on that vision. But then how they execute the vision is by being more agile. Because things could happen that you don't have control of. I spoke about business spheres of influence where there are certain things you can control as a business, but there are multiple other things that you cannot control. So being able to and being aware of what your circle of influence is and what is not under your control is going to be very important for all the businesses today. Right?
Absolutely. So, how do we learn to live with uncertainty in this ever-changing world? So, I think that's the crux of what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I think this was an awesome session from you. But then, what are the top 2 or 3 key takeaways that you would want to leave the people for this session?
Sure. So I think 2 things, right? One is it's very important to demonstrate and live the agile behaviors. It is not enough to follow a certain process, use a certain tool, and assume that agility will happen on its own. Right? It's extremely important that everybody practices certain behaviors. I spoke about 7 behaviors which include leading, decisioning, teaming, collaborating, executing, tracking, and celebrating. I think it's very important to focus on all these 7 types of behaviors when you're in an agile environment. And the other important thing is it's a kind of the agility is something that you don't say, okay, this is what I mean by agile, right? So the fact that it is very unpredictable also makes you a lot more agile, a lot more conscious about the kind of decisions you make, the kind of behaviors you exhibit, the kind of team spirit that you inculcate, the kind of culture that you inculcate in the company. All this is going to be extremely important. It's like agility is kind of a very big masala of various different traits which you can actually deliver in a fast food.
Awesome. So, I think the 7 behaviors that Sathish left us today with the audience made a lot of difference to them, and it comes from you, who's a practicing leader, a company like PayPal. So, thank you so much, Sathish.